How's it going, guys? Happy Thursday. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I know that I am. Today I'm gonna show you what's in my camera bag when I travel, when I'm going places. I'm gonna be gone for 3 or 4 or 5 days at a time. What do I carry with me? What is absolutely essential to live in my camera bag when I'm gone on a trip? I'm gonna show you guys that. First things first, I'm gonna make some coffee, and then I'm gonna sit down and show you all that stuff that's in my camera bag. All right, let's do it. All right, here we are. This is my camera bag. This is my everyday camera bag. I take this bag everywhere I go. No lie, if I'm leaving my house for any reason, this bag is almost always with me because you never know when the optimal picture is gonna turn out. So first things first, quick look at the outside of the bag. I've showed you guys this bag before in previous episodes, but just a brief overview. I've got a little cup holder here. This kind of comes in handy if I've got something in my hand and I just don't want to have it in my hand while I'm shooting. I can just shove it down in here as a temporary slot until I find somewhere more permanent to put it, one of my pockets or somewhere in the bag or whatever. Right here on the front, we have a blacked out carabiner. This is just designed for like everyday use. It's nothing special, nothing heavy duty, but I use it sometimes to hold my keys, or I will clip a Bluetooth speaker onto it sometimes when I'm shooting. Little Jared hack there for you. And then on this side, we have my Gorilla tripod by Joby. This thing is ridiculously unreliable, but sometimes when you get in a pinch, it really can be helpful. So yeah, just nice to have. In this little pocket, I have nothing. That's embarrassing. I'm just gonna cut that part out. In this one, I have a cleaning cloth. Now, the reason it's in this side pocket is because I just need it somewhere where I can get to it really quickly, really easily when I'm shooting. If I take a photo of something, or I get somewhere and my lens gets wet or my screen gets dirty or something like that, I just need a spot where I can reach in, grab a cleaning cloth, clean off my stuff really fast, and then jam it back down in and just keep going without having to take my whole bag off and whatever. Right here, we have a tiny little duck clamp. These are very useful in multiple situations in multiple ways. I used to carry 2. I still do carry 2. I at one time had moved off to just carrying 1 because I was like, 1 is useful in almost every situation. But I had something here just recently come up. I was shooting with a couple of buddies of mine and I needed 2 and I only had 1, and it was rather frustrating. So now I'm carrying 2 again. So 2 little black duck clamps. Now to the inside of the bag. There we go. All right, so first things first, this top shell actually opens up for quick access to your camera body. Opens up like that. And it's got a little pocket right here where you can just shove all sorts of little things. You can just jam anything you want down in there. So I'm gonna show you what else in there. First up, little tube of chapstick. Never know when you're gonna need it. We've got a couple of LP-E6 batteries. Now, funny enough, this is actually where I leave my batteries that are charged. I have a slot down here in the bottom that I'll get to in a minute where I keep my charger, and I actually stick my batteries that are dead there, and I stick my batteries that are charged there. That way I'm not pulling out dead batteries, shoving it in my camera, and finding out the hard way that that battery's actually already been used and it's dead. Another little hack for you. A couple of LP-E6 batteries and a GoPro Session. I'm pretty sure this is the original version of the GoPro Session, just because I bought it a long time ago for a project, and yeah, never really needed to upgrade. This is actually the only GoPro that I own. It's the only GoPro that I need. I don't really use it a whole lot because I'm never really in situations where I can't use my actual big camera, but they're invaluable to have nonetheless. So yeah, I keep a GoPro in my bag. Alrighty. I'm just gonna cut straight to the money and show you guys what I'm sure you probably wanna know. First things first, camera body. This is the Canon 6D Mark II. This is a full frame mirrored camera. This is my everyday carry. And I know what you're probably thinking, Jared, if you've got your camera in your hand, then what are you filming this video with? A 6D Mark II, because this is actually my wife's 6D Mark II. And I use it as a point of reference sometimes in these videos when I wanna reference my camera, but I can't reference my camera because I'm using my camera. I'll just grab hers sometimes because it's usually here in the bag. Use it as a point of reference, and as long as I handle it very, 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 very delicately, she continues to let me use it. So there's that. Next up, we've got our lenses that I carry. This is the Canon 35 mil 1.4. Now this is the Mark 1 version. This is a really sweet little lens. I picked this one up sometime last year, a little later on into last year, for about 800 bucks. And I've loved this thing, to be honest. It's got a really low aperture, 1.4. It's not as wide as I would like it to be, but it's doing the job for right now. It's really great for portraits. It's really great on like portrait shoots and at weddings and that sort of thing. So yeah, 35 mil 1.4, the Mark 1 version. The Mark 2 version, honestly, I haven't seen anything that shows me enough of a qualitative difference to resort to upgrading beyond this. This lens seems to do the job, and I've heard a lot of people say that there really is not much of a difference between the two, so there's no sense in upgrading. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, am I right? Next up in the bag, we have the Canon 50mm 1.8. Now, I know what you're thinking. Are you seriously still using this lens? Yes, 100%. Because A, this is a relatively inexpensive lens. This is actually a very inexpensive lens that you can pick up for almost nothing. This lens costs you about $125, $130. You can pick them up at Best Buy, you can buy them on Amazon. This is a very inexpensive lens, but it looks great. They say that 50 millimeters is the equivalent to what the human eye sees, and f1.8 is a very low aperture, so you're getting in a lot of light and you're getting a very shallow depth of field. So yeah, I use this, funny enough, for a lot of my product photography, which I talked about in a video a little ways back. I'll link it down below. And portraits and that sort of thing. I love this little lens, and funny enough, I actually told my wife that she needed to start carrying one when she first got her camera, and she was like, no, I don't really think so. And now she carries a 50mm 1.8 on her camera almost all the time, exclusively everywhere she goes. You're welcome, honey. All right, next up we have, you know what I didn't do? I didn't show you guys what the inside of this bag looks like. I'm so sorry. Let's do that real quick. So this is the inside of the bag. You can kind of see how everything's laid out. I've got a big slot right here for my camera body when it has a lens on it, so I can just unzip the top and then shove a camera down in it, whoop, right in there. But more often than not, I break it apart. That's where the camera's at. These are the lenses. These are the two pockets that I'm about to talk about, my phone and the in-ears, and then yeah, I'll talk about this stuff in just a minute. But yeah, that's what the inside of the bag looks like. All right, moving on. Like I said, I have a slot for my phone. This is my phone, nothing too fancy or special about that. Next up, we have a slot for my in-ears or my headphones or whatever the heck you want to call them. These are the Shure SE215 stage in-ear monitors. You use these in concert settings when you're playing an instrument, when you're mixing front of house, any sort of thing like that. I actually carry these almost every day. I use them when I work out. I use them when I'm editing. I use them when I'm running. I use them literally every day for multiple. They're not very expensive. They're about 100 bucks on Amazon, but yes, really solid pair of headphones. So next up, my EDC pouch. This is just a little pouch that has various little things in it that sometimes I need, and I just don't want to have them strode out in my bag. This little pouch is inspired by Peter McKinnon. I'm sure, as most of you have probably seen, he has a video talking about his photo EDC pouch that he carries various things in, and I saw that video and was like, wow, I have loads of things in my bag that have nowhere to go. And this pouch came with this bag. Not that you're very interested as to what's inside, but I'll show you anyways. First up, we have a USB-C cable that charges my Beats headphones that I generally carry with me as well. I usually have an iPhone charger in here. I don't right now, but I will before we leave. Next up, we have a pen. I use this pen to write in my big plans for 2019 notebook that my wife gave me that you guys have heard me talk about before. Next up, a flashlight. I use this flashlight pretty regularly actually, because the light on your phone is not really that great if you didn't know that. Go buy yourself an actual flashlight and you will realize just how bad the flashlight on your phone actually is. Next up, a silver Sharpie. I carry a silver Sharpie because most everything in my bag is black, because I just like black stuff, and a black Sharpie wouldn't make sense to write on black things, so I carry a silver Sharpie. We have an SD card to lightning adapter. I use this to drop pictures and videos onto my phone, just quick in the moment, so I can go ahead and edit them and pop them onto Instagram. And last but not least, I have a lighter. I carry a lighter just because sometimes you just find yourself in a situation where you just need a lighter, and you're, hey, anybody got a lighter? You got a lighter? Nobody has a lighter, you know? Not for smoking, because I don't smoke and I don't endorse smoking, but you know, sometimes if, anyways. This just looks bad at this point. back in the bag. All right, next up in my camera bag of various items, we have a prism. I use this prism pretty frequently actually when I'm doing portraits and that sort of stuff to give myself some kind of like flares and some, is that working? Does that just look stupid? It mostly looks stupid when you do it with video. This is just a prism to give me various sorts of effects and lens flares and that sort of thing when I'm taking portraits. It's fun. I used to carry a CD and then I went on Amazon and bought one of these because it's smaller and just looks a little better. So yeah, there's prism. Next up, we have this little Bauer SD card carrying case. I have a CF card in here, I have a couple of SD cards, and I have a micro SD card in there. So there's that. Bottom of this little pouch, we have an extra lens cap and body cap because sometimes you just need extras because sometimes you lose things. Especially if you're me, I lose everything. All right, next up, we have an ND filter. Now, I'm not entirely sure why I carry this ND, well, yes I am. This ND filter actually fits an old lens that I used to carry, and I'm about to purchase a new lens that this will fit on, but for right now, it doesn't fit any of these current lenses, so I'm not entirely sure why I carry it in the bag, but next up, a LaCie rugged hard drive. I know what you're saying. That does not look like a LaCie rugged hard drive, and that's because I took the orange case off of it because the cable has the hardest time making the connection with that little port right there. With the orange case on it, it's a nightmare. So next up, we have a little slot for my charger. This chargers all of my LPE6 camera batteries. And we have a case for my glasses, which I'm wearing right now. And last but not least, we have my sunglasses. These are the Ray-Ban New Wayfarer 55mm black with the green lenses. And that's it. I don't really have any need to carry much more than that because these focal ranges and that camera body, for the most part, gets everything done that I need to get done. So yeah, I believe in, if you're traveling, try to keep things as simple as possible, try to keep things as minimal as possible. It's just gonna make your traveling experience much easier, and you're gonna be worried a lot less about your camera gear and, well, am I using the right lens? Well, maybe I should switch, well, maybe I should. The less lenses you carry, the less camera bodies you carry, the less you're focused on the gear, and the more you're focused on just enjoying your trip and capturing photos as you go. Alrighty. That's it. That's everything that's in my camera bag when I travel. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, do all of those fun things. Feel free to look me up on Instagram if you would like to see some of the photos and some of the videos that I take on these trips when I take trips with my wife and with my friends and those type people. You can find me at The Real Centro. I'll have it linked down below. You can go follow me or DM me or whatever the heck you're gonna do. But regardless of what you do, you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do the very best you can to make something cool out of the remainder of your day. All right, you guys have a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.